Alright, everybody, I hope you're good. So, today we are going to go over Rangers versus St Johnstone at Hampden. So, we'll just go over what I think the lineup's going to be, what I would prefer the lineup to be, and how I think things are going to go. So, going into this game, we know we've not been in great form, not whatsoever. I don't think any of us have much hope, to be honest. I think it wouldn't surprise a lot of us if this is a game that we're struggling. I'm hoping we can get it over the line, but I don't think it's going to be convincing. So, what I think the starting 11 is going to be, which is completely different to what it would be in my opinion, is Jack Butland in goals. Left back will be Jeffy because of Ridvan being injured, which is kind of giving me the fear a wee bit because the guy is really good and out going forward, good pace, aggressive, but he's not got the knowledge to be the number one left back at the moment. There was too many times in the game that he played at left back that the forward he was playing against on the wing liked to cut inside and have a crack at goal. That was his favoured side. And constantly Jeffy just kept showing him inside, putting him on his strong foot when he should have been guiding him down the line, putting him on his weaker side and trying to prevent the ball from coming in the box. But instead he was naive and he just let him come in every single time. So I think he's got a bit of work to do before he's going to be a solid left back. I would prefer to see him on the left wing right now with Cortez being out because, in all honesty, I don't want to see Scott Wright again. I really don't. We've seen it so many times. The guy has no end product. It's just a waste of time. He's not going to all of a sudden turn into Messi. He's been this way now for years. He's never made a proper impact in the team. He's never had a good running form where he's proven himself. So I just don't understand why we keep playing him. I understand maybe today because Jeffy is having to play left back. But at the same time, I would still rather see either putting McCausland on the left or moving Cherney over to the left and having McCausland on the right rather than Scott Wright, because I think Ross McCausland is a decent young player. I don't think he's quite ready to be a regular starter for us, but he'll do a lot more than what Scott Wright will. And because he is a younger player trying to make his way through into the becoming a regular, he'll be more determined to put in more effort than what Scott Wright will be. So, yeah. Now, for my two centre halves, I would have Proper, which I think Proper should have been in from day one when he arrived at the club. I didn't believe this whole you need time to settle in as a centre half. Centre half has the same job in every single team. The guys came from the Dutch league. He's finished third in the Dutch league last year, and he captained his side to that. So he's also a leader. He did not need to be babied into coming into play. He should have been in right away, 100%. Then beside him, I would say it is going to be John Suter. Now, my opinion, I prefer Balogun, but obviously he's out injured now. I don't have a lot of faith in Suter or Davies. I don't think either of them are good defenders. I really don't. Especially Suter completely sold Proper on his first appearance. Because I'm telling you what, Proper is not putting that ball into the back of his own net if he doesn't have to react to John Suter only getting a scuff off the top of his head to get into the ball. And you could say maybe the ball was a wee bit too high for Suter, but this is becoming a regular occurrence for Suter, that when a ball goes high, he either doesn't get a head on it, he scuffs it, or he actually ducks out the way of it. So it's becoming a regular occurrence. Teams know that they just need to put a ball over the top of Suter and he's hopeless. So I would prefer Balogun, but we don't have that option right now. I would also prefer us to buy another centre half before the end of the window, but the only way that is going to happen is if Davies or Suter gets purchased, as it's one out, one in. So that is not going to happen anytime soon. So even though I would want it to be Balogun or a brand new centre half alongside Proper, it is going to have to be Suter because I think Davies is even worse. But it still gives me the fear. I don't have any trust in Suter whatsoever. He's had his chance and he's proven that he's just as bad without Goldson as what he is with him. And then moving on to right back would be Tavernier. Now, again, I would actually prefer to move Tav into a midfield role, the way that Bayern Munich done with Philip Lahm. I prefer them to do that. Or move him to the right wing. And then you could put Cherny over to the left wing. But yeah, I would still start Tav at right back with the options that we have. Because let's be serious, we can't get Sterling in a position where he's the regular right back. Because right now the guy's made of paper mache. The guy will literally play like 2 games and then he's like his ankles are made of Weetabix. So there's no point in making that change because it'll last for a game or two and then he'll be back out. Tavernier will be back in. So it'll need to be Tavernier for the time being. Midfield, I think two of the positions pick itself. Obviously, everybody knows it's going to be Diamonde and it's going to be Barron. Both of those players have been. Diamonde's been a wee bit off it, but I would still say those two players have been our better two players, especially Barron. Barron's been outstanding since he came in. It just shows you when you go and buy young players from your own league, how they can come in and make an impact right away. Because one, they understand how important and how much a privilege it is to play for a team like Rangers, so they give 100%. And two, they're in an environment that they already know what is expected of them and what is expected in the league and what is expected from the players within that league. So maybe we should use some common sense and start doing this a bit more regularly, because if you look at all the Rangers teams previously in the past, every single one of them have had a core of players that have came from Scottish Premier League teams and they've all been successful. So why do we need to go for fancy foreign names when we could just bring in players that are already in this league that we know they can do what they've got to do? Like Shankland. Shankland is a no-brainer, banging in goals left, right and centre for the last couple of seasons. He should be at Rangers right now, but for some reason Rangers, I don't know what it is, but it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me that Clement and the board can't see that he would be the best option to go for. It's just, I think it's so obvious that it's hitting them in the face, to be honest. But yeah, so the next one I would say is the number 10 position, if we go back into that. And I would actually bring Hadji back. He's playing well in the B team. He done really well at the Euros. You've got to remember, the young guy had a really bad injury in a game that he shouldn't have been playing. It was against East Stirling. He shouldn't have been playing in that game. He should have been rested. It should have been the young boys that were on for a game like that. So yeah, he would have been angry that that injury even happened in the first place. And then he was angry because when he came back, he never got a lot of game time under Beale. Then he vocalised that and got chucked aside. And then now he's not even been given an opportunity when he's came back. So can we really blame Hadji for requesting to go away to another team with how he's been treated? I don't. I think if he's saying now that he wants to stay, Philip Clement should use his managerial skills and his man management skills to go and put an arm round the lad and say, look, you've got another chance. Let's go and take advantage of this. Because Hadji was our most creative player when we won 55. We are missing a creative number 10. Hadji is that player. You've got to remember, whenever Hadji used to play at number 10 for us, he used to get man of the match most weeks. It's when he was shoved out to the right or the left and it didn't suit him that he never performed at his best. Because why would you put a guy that his main weakness is pace on either wing? Why would you do that? A number 10 doesn't need to have pace. A number 10 just has to be able to dribble with the ball well, turn, be quite quick on the turn, and have the vision to make things happen and be in the right places at the right times and picking up the pockets of space. Hadji can do all that. He only lacks pace. So we were actually playing him in a way that we looked at it and we went, oh, what do wingers need the most? Pace. Cool. Let's put one of the slowest guys in our team on the wing. As usual, Rangers logic. But yeah, I would bring Hadji back for that because Lawrence might be good at hitting a shot and he might be good at passing the ball, but the guy cannot run. His legs are done. He does not have any mobility whatsoever, and we can't have a number 10 with no mobility. Number 10 needs to be getting into the positions for us to create, and that's not going to happen when you've got a player who can hardly run. He actually looks like he's sore when he's running. That's how bad it is. His injuries have just taken too much toll on his career, and I don't think he's going to reach the levels that he did when he was down south. So I think we should maybe keep him as a second choice and bring Hadji back. Then, up front, I know it'll be Cyril Dessers, it's got to be. And I actually feel sorry for Dessers because I actually think that Dessers, he does miss chances, but so did Ali McCoist, and he's a legend. The difference is Ali McCoist had players round about him and a team round about him that could get goals without him. So Ali McCoist would maybe miss a couple attempts a game, but he'd maybe score one, and then other players in the team would also score one. So no one would care because at the end of the day we would win. It's similar to the 55 season. No one cared when Alfredo Morelos wasn't scoring loads of goals. We heard how great his link-up play was because everybody else in the team was scoring. That season we didn't have a striker that scored a lot of goals. So yeah, I actually feel quite bad for him. Because if he was in another team, a Rangers team, with other players that are capable of producing round about him, there wouldn't be as much flack on him. And also, we need to realise we need to give the guy a chance. He's all we've got effectively, because Danilo seems like he may as well call himself Houdini nowadays. So we need to rely on him. So why do the Rangers fans not just show the guy a bit of love and see if that maybe helps increase his form? Because right now he's dealing with the pressure every week, everybody being on his back. In my honest opinion, that is Rangers mentality. He is the only player I know that can take that amount of stick, but still gives 100% every single time he steps on the pitch until he comes off the pitch. So if we can get a couple of things in these games changed, like hitting a shot faster or getting more accurate with some of his attempts and maybe becoming cooler in front of goal, we could see ourselves having a really good number 9 there, because he's got the mentality for it. He's just maybe not 100% there play wise, but sometimes it takes a player longer than a season to settle into a club. So we need to wait and see. So yeah, left wing, I think we will go for Scott Wright, which I disagree with. I would put McCausland there. And then last but not least, right wing, I would put Czerny. But I know for a fact that more than likely Clement will probably not start him, because Clement right now seems to be making a lot of decisions that I'm baffled with. Not bringing in proper when he should have. Keeping proper out for the second game in a row, which he should never have done. Czerny being the best player on the park at the weekend and scoring a screamer, and then not able to start the next game makes no sense to me. In the European game, he came on second half. That could have went to extra time and penalties. So he would have ended up totaling maybe 50 to 60 odd minutes on the pitch. So why could we not start with our strongest 11 and have that 50, 60 minutes at the beginning and then take him off when the game's wrapped up? That makes more sense to me. It makes more sense to have your best 11 and then bring the younger players on as you get further through the game. But yeah, so score predictions. Let me know what you guys think the score is going to be down below. For me, I've got a feeling it'll be 2-1. I don't think it's going to be a good game to watch. I think St Johnstone are going to be very defensive. It's going to pretty much be the Craig Levein 6-4-0 that he's famous for. And we're going to struggle to break them down. And then I've got a feeling that we will score. And then St Johnstone will score an equaliser for a set piece. And then I think we will just get it over the line. I'm hoping. Part of me can see it being a draw, but I'm going to go for 2-1 and I'm going to have a bit of faith. I need to stay positive at some point. So, yeah, but that's what I think the team will be. I've let you know the few tweaks that I would make to the team. And that is pretty much it for now. So, watch the game, see what happens, and then I may post a reaction afterwards. But thanks very much, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.